Hey guys, hope you're well. This is FSX767 back again with another flight sim video. Back from the dead. It's been like 2 years, maybe 3 years since I've done any sort of flight sim video. Been kind of a while since I even posted a video in general. Kind of just putting them up whenever I travel places now. Take videos on my smartphone, put them on Instagram, take that video, put it on YouTube too, just for the hell of it. Haven't really sat down, taken the time to do like a flight sim video or even like edit anything really. So I'm sorry in advance if this video is rushed, is edited wrong, is pretty noticeably like just bad. I'm just doing it because I want to, make a flight video again. That was like one of the things I had fun with when I actually made videos. So that's what I'm doing. Anyway. Open the passenger door here. So you can see, parked at the gate, it is currently 5:04 a.m. in Los Angeles, California. Flying a flight, United 2353, Los Angeles to Houston. 3 hours, 18 minutes is our flying time. Cruising altitude, 35,000 feet. Should put us into Houston about 10 minutes after 11, according to FlightAware. Making this video, so it might not even be a 5:50 departure time, might be something a little bit later. But anyway, cockpit is nice and dark. Have the APU running. Turn on the lights so this video could be somewhat presentable. That's cool. I didn't even know that worked. Back. All right. I can show you outside. We're in the United Airlines retro livery today, 475. Uniform Alpha. I don't have any fancy camera equipment. I don't have Easy Dock. I literally just got my computer working today after it stopped working for a while, so you have to bear with me. I don't have Rex. I do have Active Sky for P3Dv4, which is a simulator I'm in now. Kind of going for realism apart from, instead of I guess graphics, if you want to call it. I think that'd be kind of more rewarding, especially for making a video, so it's presentable and not super laggy, bro. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's here's outside the aircraft. Flight's offline again for performance sake. Eventually, I'll do some online VATS and stuff, especially when I get some like group flights, international across the pond things going. But for now, we're doing, like I said, Los Angeles to Houston on the A320. Thanks for watching. I'm going to hop into the cockpit again, get going on the pre-flight, and we'll talk to you there. Alright guys, welcome back to the cockpit. Let's get going on the pre-flight here, if I can remember the key combinations. Shift 2. There's a way you could turn up the brightness. If there's not, I'll just zoom into the FMCs individually, but there's some lighting. Alright, whatever. Right, there we go. Somewhat. So, I don't have the correct AirAC installed. I tried to install it a couple times. But the one I have is from when the simulator was last working, or the computer was last working, so 1904, I guess, so April of this year, which is fine. Let's see, GC, okay. What I want to do is actually load in weights and passenger count, all that good stuff first. Alright, sorry about that. And sorry if you can't actually see this. It's kind of dark and I can't actually turn up the brightness on it, but basically opened up the menu for the ground services and aircraft state options, all that good stuff. What I'm going to do is do load and fuel. Passengers today, 149. Maximum on the A320 for United is 150, so 149. even though Aerosoft, which is 180, I still haven't figured out how to change the actual modeled in numbers. So to be as realistic as I can without using the FS Labs A320 and spending a fortune, we'll go with these numbers. Cargo 0. Again, this is just what I found to be most realistic and how the aircraft is able to like handle. From when I used to, or before the computer took a dump. Fuel today taking 22,347 pounds. So 22.4, call it. Load instant 22.40. Okay, we'll try that out. Close this out, and this one I can actually. So, KLAX, Kilo India Alpha Hotel. Los Angeles to Houston, flight number United 2353. Cost index 27. None of this is by the book, so don't even mention it. 350. Temperature up there, though. I did look at active sky, minus 41. Okay, drop pause, 35. Ground temp, 22. .3. .6, 26. Alright, so to double check myself, and I can go back and edit the numbers again, this number is not going to change until I input the waypoints of the flight plan. But anyway, we'll just roll with it like this. Departure from Los Angeles. Current winds 247 at 11. We'll do 25 right. Dots 2 departure with a Canary transition. Insert. Go right down. Canary. Next waypoint. I believe that's Blith. Bravo Lima Hotel. I think one of the bugs with the Aerosoft A320, I mean there are a couple, and I'll explain later once we take off, because there's one that's more evident and more important than the others that I found. But one of them, if you're too quick about putting in the waypoints, and if you don't actually like load in from like PFPX or something like that directly into your FMS, if you enter these like I just did too quickly, they'll actually jump in front of each other, so you have to be kind of careful with that. But we'll continue. Bravo X-ray Kilo. Bravo X-ray Kilo. After that, Echo Whiskey Mike. Whiskey Mike. Sierra. Oopsies. Takeoff. Diesel, which will be the transition for the arrival. Good thing is that the AIRAC is not too far off from 1907. It's just 3 months difference, so not legal if this was real world, obviously, but for the sake of the video and me being lazy and not stopping and wanting to get the video done, we're going to roll with cycle 1904. Okay, that's FMC done. This is the number I was talking about. Estimated fuel on board 4.9. This is in, if I double check, options, aircraft. Weight unit is in pounds, not kilograms, so that's all fine and dandy. 4.9, so 4,900 pounds. Considering the winds, and from when I've flown this before, if you're flying with the winds, that number actually bumps up quite a bit. So my target is about 6, 7 is fine also, depending on the wind, so 4.9 should sit pretty well to keep us under that 7 or 8 going into Houston, just in terms of like approach speeds, not getting them too high, not being too heavy for arrival. Because again, this isn't a perfect system, it's not FS Labs, so you kind of have to work with what the plane gives you and sort of go not by the book to make it seem like it's being flown by the book, if that makes sense. Again, this is all just like things I've found out from flying the plane before, so I'm not an expert. Definitely not. 4.9 is good. Perf. Performance page. Gonna do flap 1. 0.7 we'll go with. Flex temp 62. Another thing that's not so great about, I wouldn't say great, not so great, but maybe not so realistic with this. It puts in a flex temp for you. If you take off with the IAE engines that are on this A320, not the CFMs, and you have something like a 62, it's going to take quite a long time for it to actually do its takeoff roll. Vice versa with the CFM, if you do something as low as 62 on even the A319, it is going to be a rocket ship. So I'm just going to go to be safe. 3 hours, 18-minute flight time. Temperature 22. Temperature is not incredibly high, as this flex temp is sort of dependent, or it is dependent on the temperature and the weight of the aircraft. It's basically just the amount of stress you're putting on the engine for how much thrust is used. The lower the number, the least amount of thrust, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to go with 40. I'm going to go with 41. 144, 148, 149 takeoff speeds. That is with Flex 62. I'm going to say it's right around the same. I'm just going to give it 142, 146, and 147. Again, this is all made up, but it's what I found to work best with this airplane, so please don't quote me on any of it. Please don't get upset. I mean, this is just the first video I've done, or first flight even, in quite a long time, so we'll see how it goes. Climb. I don't really need to worry about this stuff right now. Cruise. Descent. Arrival. Approach. We'll deal with that later. 4.9. Okay, just wanted to check to see if I needed to change anything. Alright, FMC work is done for now. I'm going to go ahead and continue with some boarding. And the coolest part, I think, about any flight, getting ready, or when you come back, or when you land, and then you set up GSX and all the tugs and everything shows up, the airplane, especially when you get a gate that's actually like designated for the aircraft, or the airline rather, and everything's labeled correctly. It's cool. Definitely definitely an upgrade from the videos I used to make in the past with Flight Sim 9 and X and stuff, so pretty cool. Turn on our beacon, call for pushback. Charlie facing east. I'm just going to do a straight pushback. No. Close up the doors. Oops. Jetway's moving. That's a nice thing from GSX. Don't have to worry about that.
Hello, Captain. We're ready for pushback.
to arc mode. 3,000 feet is set.
Locking gear.
Flight control mode. If you zoom in, when you're setting the Airbus trim, if you look at this number, it matches up with the corresponds with the actual trim setting, and I have 0.7 up, so we'll move it up to 0.7.
Departure check completed. Bypass bin inserted. Release parking brakes.
Here we go.
Commencing push.
Parking brakes released.
Clear. Start at will.
What that light does. I'm gonna turn down some of these lights just because it's getting closer to 6 a.m. Sun's starting to come up. Don't need so much. Ignition start. Start number 1. It should be good right about here. I didn't want him to take me all the way into like the main taxiway, just because I'm not sure if GSX is technically able to do that. Like, it's not like as sophisticated to do that yet. So I figure not even try. You know, I don't want to mess up the video any more than, you know, it might already be, so just to be safe. Beacon lights on. Everything looks good so far. I can turn off this light.
Unlocking gear.
Yeah, it looks better.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass bin removed.
Got a good start, engine 1. Clicks and says it's available. Flex temperature 41, 1.371. Thrust setting has come alive. Start number 2. Dogs start barking.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Homeboy's gonna give us the hand signal. Maybe not. Alright, you too, buddy. Engine 2 has started up. I like this paint job by United, but I just don't know why they put it on an A320. Because, I don't know. You could put it on like a 757 or 767, something that you're going to retire soon, and that has been in the fleet for a long time. Like longer than the Airbus fleet. I don't know. Alright, 2 good engine starts. We'll switch that back off. Turn off our APU. APU cooled down, should illuminate here. Max auto brake. And flap 1. I'm going to go ahead and turn down the rest of the lighting. Back into flight control mode. We have flap 1 set. Go ahead, test out flight controls. Full left, full right, neutral. Full down, neutral, full up, neutral. Full right or left, full right or right, neutral. Okay, everything looks good there. Cabin, we'll get the call, and takeoff config. We'll test that once we get the cabin confirmed that they're okay. Right, let's go for a taxi over to 25 right for departure. Taxi light on. Wing. Cool, we're on our way. That's the intersection right there. Yep. Could take it all the way in, but I don't really think we're gonna need it. And I'm not gonna say cabin prepared for takeoff because I'm just not. So. Go taxi on because we're the only one at the airport. Because good frames, bro. That's all that matters. Gonna line up and stop those so I get my lights on. Start the clock. Spot on, look at that. So good. Alright, lights on. Turn off, take off, strobe to full on. Not entirely sure if I leave the wing light on. I'm just gonna leave it on. Go ahead and start our clock, and we're good to go. Off to Houston. Introduce some power. And flex 41 SRS runway, auto thrust blue. Thrust set. $100. V1, rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. Thrust climb. Bring back the nose, down the nose a bit. One mile with Docker. Put in 5,000 here. Take autopilot. Flaps up. Go ahead, set 10,000 in. We're going to cross past Weiler, under 5. I put that speed constraint in there, 220, is just make it just a bit easier on the aircraft, a little bit more realistic. Speaking of realism, trying to capture the green line. Sure, maybe not in the most realistic way possible, but on course nevertheless. Ground spoilers. Put away. Okay, click in. Speed mode. Kick off the lights. Strobe light back to auto. Lights off. Have a speed constraint here. Altitude constraint. .266. Oh, good. Ding the cabin. Just about 10,000 feet. Yeah, this shadow and reflection work is so good, especially sunrise or early morning. Ten 10,000 feet accelerating. Turn off the landing lights. Oof, look at that. And that's us on the way to Houston. Yeah, I was definitely going to make this a two-part video. Takeoff would be part 1, probably up to like, I don't know, 25,000 feet or something like that. Part 2 obviously be the landing, descent, approach, touchdown into Houston. Scenery for both airports. FS Dream Team for both. I believe that's who it is for Houston. I think that's the only Houston. Yeah. That's the one I have. Yep. Yeah, FS Dream Team Airport. It's scenery for both. Aerosoft Airbus A320 family. Newest update. P3Dv4. I don't know. Just giving you all the all the add-ons that you probably ask for. Anyways, I guess I can end the video here. Again, thanks so much for watching. If you made it back to the channel, thank you. That really does help. Again, it's been so long since making flights in a video that I didn't really know what to expect. But honestly, it's been pretty cool. As far as like recording goes, I found that I've used OBS Studio this time instead of Fraps. It just works so much better, so much nicer. Yeah, again, thanks for watching. Part 2 will be after this, and probably going to have about the 2 or 3 day time gap between the two videos. Not sure how many people are going to watch it, and I don't really care because this is kind of a little thing for me just to kind of do it again. I might only make one flight, I don't know. In the past, people requested flights, so I guess if you want to do that, I'll look into it. I'll see what aircraft I have. So, anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys at the next video. So long.